Hey everyone, as you can see here I have the Gigabyte Thunderbolt 3 GC Titan Ridge PCI Express card. On the back it has a display port, two Thunderbolt 3 ports, and each of these can deliver up to 40 gigabytes per second, and it has two mini DisplayPort ins. It also comes with two mini DisplayPort cables, a THB-C header cable and a USB 2.0 header cable. You can see some of the features here: daisy chain up to 12 devices, a DisplayPort 1.4 cable up to 8K video. Pretty impressive. Now I bought this one from Scan for about £72. It took a few weeks to arrive because it didn't have it in stock. Yeah, it looks like a really good card. It looks like a really good card here. I'll leave a link to this official page so that you can check it out there. And yeah, this looks like it's going to be a really useful little device. What it's going to help me do is connect a lot more devices than I can just now, because I've kind of reached the limit with the number of USB devices that I can add to my computer. So we've got the card there, and then we have the cables, which were denoted in the back there, and that's it. So everything is out of the box. Firstly, we've got all the cables which are described in the back of the box: the two DisplayPort cables, the THB-C header cable and the USB header cable. All of those are there. We've got the installation manual here, and yeah, it looks like we've got 7 steps. It's in Chinese and in English, so I'm going to have to follow all these steps to install it. We've got a compact disc with all the drivers, but of course I can get that from the website. And I have the card, the most important thing. I'll get this open. So here is the Gigabyte GC Titan Ridge. You can see all the connection ports at the back there. There's 4. Then you've got DisplayPort, 2 Thunderbolt 3 ports, and 2 mini DisplayPorts. And of course you do get those cables to connect those. As far as compatibility goes, I've got a Gigabyte motherboard, so it does work with it. I've got no problem there with that. I have the Aorus Gaming 7. I've got this one. You would obviously have to check whether your motherboard would work with this card. But yeah, it looks like a very nice card. It requires an X4 slot, and that's what I'm going to be putting it into. So at this point, what I'm going to do is take all the cables out. I'm going to just quickly follow the guide and get this installed in my computer. So the Gigabyte GC Titan Ridge is now installed in my PC, and I don't think anyone will have any problems installing this in your computer. What I do recommend is that you follow this guide, and I appreciate it's in Chinese and in English. It's quite short descriptions and the pictures are not in colour, but I do recommend that you follow this. Essentially what you need to do is connect 2 6-pin power connectors to the back here, and it'll be an 8-pin connector at the other side that goes to your power supply. Then you have this THB-C header cable, which will go to the Thunderbolt port in your motherboard, and then there is a USB cable as well that goes to the FUSB port on your motherboard. So you connect all of that up, and then you slot it into an X4 slot, put it back into your computer, you know, hook everything back up, power it on, and well, this is where maybe some people will run into some problems, because the manual just says make sure to update the motherboard BIOS to the latest version. It doesn't really give you any kind of walkthrough, any kind of proper guide as to what you do at this step. But what you should be doing is going into your BIOS and your motherboard, and yes, you should update to the latest version of your BIOS, but you have to make sure that Thunderbolt 3 is enabled and that it will actually boot up. Now, I don't claim to be an expert on this. I chose to boot via pre-boot ACL, which I believe just gives you the authorization to say which devices should be powered. You don't have to select that, and there's probably pros and cons as to whether you select that or not. So look into that, check the guide for your motherboard, look at discussions online as to what setting you should choose for your motherboard, because every motherboard BIOS area is very different. And yeah, I chose an option, and I kind of switched between a few different ones just to see which one was working. And yeah, everything is working okay now. The other thing I did do, of course, was install the drivers from the website, from the download area, from the official page, and I'll link to that page down below. And Yes, everything is good now. If I show you this is USB Device Tree Viewer. This is a useful little application. Now, the problem that I had before I bought this is that in my PC, I can show you games. I can show you this. This is the Nintendo Switch, so I can show you game streaming. I can show you my overhead camera, and I can show you my webcam. So right now, I have got 3 images, 3 video cameras essentially connected. But my PC, despite being a top of the range gaming motherboard motherboard, it really had reached its limit as far as USB ports go. And the reason is that I had reached the limit with root hubs. I only had 3 or 4, which meant that I couldn't provide any more bandwidth to USB devices. I'd reached the limit, and that is one of the reasons why I wanted to buy this. You can see here down here now, once I connected this and once I authorized the device, I have now got 8 root hubs. Now, and I stress this where I say once I had authorized the device, because initially when I loaded this up, it said connection status, it said not connected. I had to go in there and this part here, and I had to make sure that it always connects. Now again, this will depend on how you've got it set up in your BIOS area. Here as well, it says here self-power, and what that means is this Gigabyte card can provide up to 100 watts of power, and that's very useful if you're connecting to a laptop, but I don't need to provide it in this instance because the Thunderbolt hub that I've got is actually self-powered. That is kind of powered. I don't need to deliver anything because, well, the computer is powered, of course. It's not like I need to charge up the computer via this cable. That's silly. But this would be very different if I was connected to a laptop. The power mode might be powered if the hub was connected to my laptop directly, if I was charging my laptop. But yeah, this is all you have to do. Once you've installed that, it will pop up. Once you've authorized the device, you're good to go. And it really is straightforward. Once you follow all the steps, it is straightforward. So again, like I was saying before, I have my game streaming set up. I've got the console that I'm recording. I've got my overhead camera here, and I've got this webcam. But now I also have this camera connected. Now it's a little bit wonky right now, but yeah, this shows you that I do have another camera connected. And if I go back to my game streaming device, here is my original webcam. This is the one that I was showing you there. This one. You can see it there. But I also now have this one. This is a second webcam. And essentially what this means is that if I'm gaming, if I'm playing a game, you know, for people that subscribe to my channel, etc., I have got a more appropriate line of view. You know, I'm facing the viewer rather than facing this camera, which is out of the way, which is what I was doing before because, as I said, I could only really connect 3 devices. So now I have 5 cameras essentially connected to my computer, but I could add another 2 or 3 because of my Thunderbolt 3 hub. And I can connect another Thunderbolt 3 hub as well. I only have one connected right now, and you can see that here where it's got port 1 and port 2. Port 2, I have my CalDigit TS3 Plus Thunderbolt 3 hub, but I could connect another Thunderbolt hub to the device, and that's another 40 gigabytes per second. So I could connect another Thunderbolt 3 hub and connect another 4 cameras. This completely changes the game for me with my setup. And, you know, everyone uses Thunderbolt 3 ports for different reasons. You might be installing this card in order to connect a graphics card to your laptop and to your PC, sorry. You might be doing it to connect a hard drive, some sort of storage. You might be connecting some monitors. Or, like me, you might be connecting a Thunderbolt hub. But you have that flexibility. Now, the one that I've got actually came with this cable. But as you can see, it's quite small. So I had to go out and buy this other cable, which is longer. It connects all the way down to this interface, and it's £50 to buy. It's quite expensive, but it does connect all the way down to my PC on the floor. And now, because of this fantastic little amazing PCI Express card, I can now use my Thunderbolt 3 hub, but more importantly, I can now connect much more cameras. Right now, I can connect another 3 or 4 cameras. Down the line, if I want, I can buy another Thunderbolt 3 hub and connect possibly 3 or 4 more. Of course, that would be absolutely ridiculous. That would be absolutely ridiculous. I don't need 10 cameras. But the point here is that I had reached a limit with my PC. I could not connect anything else that was requiring a lot of bandwidth via USB. And now, well, now I've got a camera over there. I've got the overhead camera. I've got the game streaming camera with another webcam. I have got everything that I need now to do what I need to do. And really, that's what Thunderbolt 3 is all about. It's all about getting that bandwidth. And right now, I'm only taking advantage of one 40 gigabits per second port. But this does allow two. But it does have a max bandwidth of 40 gigabytes per second. Yeah, I think this is a great little card. I do think this is an absolutely amazing little card. But you do have to check compatibility. So please do check the website. Check which motherboards this will work with. You might have some problems with certain motherboards. And again, you know, my BIOS setup might not be suitable for yours. You might be using different devices. You might be using a different motherboard and a different BIOS and all that. So please do look into that. But essentially, once you've got the cables all plugged into the back of this, you put it into your X4 slot, and then it's just a matter of downloading the drivers so that you've got that Thunderbolt 3 application there that I just showed you there. See the one that says attach Thunderbolt drivers? This one here. Once you've installed the drivers from the website, you'll have this kind of, what would you call this? Application. Yes, you'll have that application. Once the application is there, you can go to the wrong camera like I have done there. I've now got an extra camera to go to the wrong place now. But yeah, once you've downloaded the drivers and you've sorted it in the BIOS, you are good to go. So thanks for watching, guys. This has been the Gigabyte GC Titan Ridge PCI Express interface. If you check online, there are some people that have had problems with this, and there's people who have given this bad reviews because of it. But you know, and I do think that after you've installed the card, they've kind of left you to be on your own as far as it just says update the motherboard. They've kind of left you on your own, and they don't have very good documentation in that regard. But I think that once you've installed the card, it really just is about doing two things. It's about installing the drivers and making sure everything is enabled in the BIOS area. Of course, you do have to have a motherboard that does support this card. But yes, if you follow that, you should be okay. And as I said, a lot of the bad reviews with this, if you look at Amazon, they really shouldn't be bad reviews. I've saw a few of them and they said 1 star, does not work with my motherboard. And you're like, well, check that it works with your motherboard before you buy it. You know, that's a silly review. I'm not saying it's the best card out of there, but you know, there's not many of these cards out there. This is doing 100% exactly what I need it to do. So yeah, as you can see, I'm very happy with this. It's transformed my setup, and it's really allowed me to stop being bottlenecked by only having 3 devices. I've now got 5, but I could add up to like 10 or something. So yeah, very happy. Thanks for watching, guys. This is the GC Titan Ridge. Check out the official website for more information. I'll leave a link to it. The drivers are there, the manual there, everything is there, and you can read more about it. But if you get any questions about it, please do leave a comment below. And until next time, thanks for watching.